your life that you live day in and day out is a lot like what we just did with the moon, the paper, everything. We tend to follow the things that attract us, the things that look like the most fun, the things or people that we want to spend time with, the people that we want to date, the people that have nice things. We tend to follow a lot of different things. And a lot of the times, we find ourselves at this point in life where we're just following someone else. Sometimes we find ourselves following stuff that's not good for us. Some of you guys may have fallen into following the call of smoking, drugs, alcohol, sex. And a lot of times, people want to give Satan a lot of credit. Oh, the devil made me do it. A lot of times when we follow those negative things, when we follow those things that take us down bad roads, even though we can't blame Satan directly, because he's not making us do anything, he doesn't have that power, we're still following the lead he did, because he walked away from God. He got too prideful, he walked away from God and wanted to do his own thing. And he wants to take as many of us down with him as he can. Israel followed God, Egypt didn't. And Jesus actually says, if you're not for me, you're against me. And that came up in discussion Wednesday night. The logic of, if you're not for me, you're against me, doesn't seem to settle in with us. It becomes a very narrow thing. That God says, this is it. Period. Very narrow path you can go. If I were to leave this room right now and say, follow me. Some of you guys might follow me. Some of you might not. For those of you that follow me, obviously you're following me. It's very simple. But for those of you who are still sitting here, you're actually in opposition to me. You're choosing not to follow me. You're actively choosing to sit back and not take part in what's going on. And logic dictates that you're actually against me because you're not choosing to follow in. You're not neutral. You're not Switzerland. It's not like there's one big battle, God's on one side, Satan's on the other, 10-round fight, clean fight, no shots below the belt. It's not like they've got their armies going head to head and you can sit off the side with popcorn saying, you guys go ahead, I'm okay over here, I'll wait. Our brains tell us that we can sit off to the side and be neutral. But we can't. It's much easier to follow a path in the daytime, isn't it? Yeah. It would be much easier if I had eliminated the paper and Becky was just following the flashlight and she could see me about right here pick up the pie. She would have known what was coming. And she wouldn't have gotten... Yeah, you probably would have ran. You would have seen me pick up the pie, you'd be out the door. I'd say, but when we choose to follow other things than God, it's like following that path in the night with no flashlight. It's like following that moon through the paper. You can't see very far in front of you. You might get a glimpse here and there. And it's going to end up badly for you. When we follow God as the sun, very bright, gives its own light source, it might be hard to look at times. And I promise you that path is not the smoothest one to walk, but you can see where you're going. You can see there are other people with you to help you out along the way. It'll be tough, but your life's going to be tough anyway. Your life is going to have problems. It's going to have hurts. It's going to have pain. It's going to have joy. It's going to have happiness. It's going to have all that whether you're following God or not. So why not follow God so that in the end, it doesn't have to, the good stuff doesn't have to stop. We're promised that in the end, it's worth it. And we don't have to live in a world that's full of brokenness and hurting and tears. That stuff actually disappears. We no longer have to deal with that. And so that's my invitation to you.